Hi and welcome back to the channel. This time we have a healing L403E. The L denotes 6V4 as opposed to a 6X5 valve or tube. I don't know how they stuck a 6X5 in the chassis because it's really tight. But yeah, anyway. This was a bit, well, very frustrating in the end. It was working and then it wasn't, and then it was, and I changed a few components, etc., and moved things around, and there was absolutely no change. And then it started to work beautifully, really loud, really clear, and then I went off to the other room to get the cabinet, and of course it stopped. So I've stuck it in the cabinet and just given up on it for the time being. There's something I can't quite work out what's wrong with it. There's obviously some flaky component in there. So yeah, I've given up on it. I spent two full afternoons on it, so 12 hours, and I was getting absolutely nowhere. So yeah, okay, so on with the show. We're on to the other healing, which is a 404E, 404E, and I was wondering why it wasn't picking anything up. I've got the signal generator on, it's coming through on that on 455, but it's not coming through on the other frequencies. And so this trimmer here, and just noticed that it's actually not connected. Don't know whether you can see that clearly. Yeah. So someone's either knocked this or misadjust when they've been adjusting it, or doing the IF coils, because these IF coils are impossible to get to on the bottom. There's one up underneath here. And the other one is, where is it? It's down here somewhere, underneath all this crap. Down here. But you can just see the white of it through there. It's the adjuster's right down inside there. That wasn't very well designed, this radio. Like other ones, it was style over substance of healing. Okay, so I've just turned my soldering iron on with new tips. And we'll see what we can do with this trimmer. I don't know whether, in fact, what I might do is put some flux on there, so it's no doubt dirty. This was a radio that was left for dead. I picked it up for absolutely nothing. I think it was about $3 or something like that. As you've seen with the other case last video, they're not. Cases are in pretty bad condition, or were in pretty bad condition, so yeah, big chunks missing out of them and things like that. So yeah, try and solder this up. Right, that's connected. Well, try aligning it again. I've got it loosely coupled around the aerial wire. So we'll see how we go. Where do these come from? All this has come from some sort of grommet or something. And I've replaced the power cord on this one with the new clear side entry plugs which have just come in. Now we should, because the signal generator is on, we should be able to pick up 600 down here. Now this was working 5 minutes ago. We'll try 1500. Really must clean this signal generator. That's the next thing on my list. So we'll go down to 1500. And this needs restringing as well. Alright, we'll try 455 then. It's interesting that the signal is much stronger down below the end of the dial here. So that's the lowest end, that's 600. And so it's really strong down here. So we'll try realigning it. Bring that down. So I've brought the signal level down. That's supposedly 400 Hertz. Alright, I'll just connect up my meter and we'll try and align this. Might have to put it back on to 1000. Sorry for the... Well, that doesn't sound right. That sounds about right there. What is this thing doing? Oh, okay, I see what's happening. Right. Yeah, that's better. The input for... Whoops. Yeah, the input for the signal generator. You can see that. No, I can't get it down. Yeah, that was sort of right next to something else. Okay. Now, is that happy? Right. Yeah, that's better. And that's at quite a low, that's at 81 dB. So we'll align that to 7ZL, and we'll go back to our 600. Let's do that with a metal screwdriver, I think. Are we actually getting any 600 signal? I think the oscillator's died. Now that is really tight. Now I see why that broke. Let's try a bigger screwdriver. It's not fitting in the slot. Try this one. This has got a really narrow slot on it. Or blade, I should say. It's better. Ooh. All right, turn this off and grab a pair of pliers, I think. So if I can stop this from twisting. A little bit further. Here we go. Finally got it to turn. That was really tightened up. Right, let's see if that's done any better or good or whatever. There's something odd with this volume control as well. Okay. I just spent 15 minutes battling with this, and it's supposed to have a circlip on there, and that stops the shaft going back inside the radio. But this was what I wanted to show you here. This has been adjusted, and the top of the screw part has been snapped off. So I wonder if someone has really moved the oscillator right out or in or something like that. On this other one, this is the sister radio. And they're only a few serial numbers apart. And I don't know whether this thing will focus this close. There we go. You can see here there's a slot in this here, so I don't know whether this will come right out. I doubt it, but that's a long way out as well. In fact, that's quite a long way out. So let's have a play with that other one. Now this one, yeah, this one's all loose up here as well. It's not a very good design because, yeah, that can short on the coil. That is really bad. I'll just bring you up and show you. So this is the trimmer I just, actually there's a, oh no, there's a coil in the other one as well. This is really bad design. So I've got this coil floating around here, and this trimmer is just hanging in the breeze, and it can actually short down onto, I don't know whether you can see that in there. Oh yeah, there's that pin there, which is the, what is that part of? I think that's part of the coil up there, or that IF can. Yes, that's part of the IF can, and it can short against that. How bad is that? Here the resistor's been pulled off it. So this is, oh geez, it's just hanging by a thread. Oh no, this has been modified. This has had the this plug. Because this one doesn't have a speaker or anything like that in it. I just bought this one for parts, and the case was slightly better too, but it's still restorable. Yeah, I'm assuming these capacitors are all good, because it was working before. I'll have to replace these electrolytics here, the big ones. Yes, I'll have to get the circlip off the other one for up there, and on the volume control as well. Alright, so we're on 600 and we're not getting anything at the moment. So I'll try turning this. Okay, it's going to be like that, is it? Right, we do have our signal again, but it is relatively low compared to the amplifier. And these have got dreadful AGCs on them. Fortunately, the clock radio I did just before, that sort of worked first time. It was way out, but it worked. Okay, so the signal generator is right up. at full power. We are getting a tone. The signal generator is going through my capacitor directly into the aerial now, so that is not good. We'll try trimming it up. It's not a dirty socket or something very simple, is it? No. Okay, I'll be back. Well, it's back again. I haven't done anything to it. Very strange. I went away, made a cup of tea, came back, and the signal was back. But, so that is 3K 1500, but, and the signal generator is on 1500. You come down here, it's going to do it again. We've got our clean signal right down there, and it's the same thing on 600. It's just there, and that is around about probably 550 or something like that. So I'm not quite sure what's wrong with it, to be honest. If you're looking very closely at the needle, it is moving around like anything. And that's probably to do with the AGC. If I turn up, I need to move it back slightly. My hand in there. Yeah, if you turn it up, it's a little bit more stable. Not really. Yeah, so it's very odd way it's behaving, and it's got all new valves in that base. Well, the mixer oscillator valve and the IF valve, or the second amplifier, or whatever you like to call it. The brand new old stock. So I'm not sure what's going on with it. Very strange. If I go back down to 600, and that's with the volume right down at a minimum, so I don't really know what's going on. Might try moving that, see if I can follow that up to 600. There's nothing there. I don't think that's that one. I think it's this one up here. This one is really hard to do anything with. I can't even move that anymore. It sounds like there's a bad capacitor in it or something. It's very clean there. Because I just touched that and it dropped out. I mean, that capacitor doesn't look very good. It's black at that end. So I wonder if that is part of the problem. Now it's come back again. No, it's gone. There is something very odd with this radio. I don't know what it is. Don't do this at home, kiddies. This is not safe. Especially with a metal screwdriver. I just can't turn this anymore. There we go. Can I move that? Has that moved? We've got a signal on (7ZL) now. I'm sure that's not the right one. That is with the volume down to 0. So this is really oscillating at the wrong frequency, isn't it? Right. Let's go back to our 455. Nothing around the dial, just the 455 there, and I'm sure that's been peaked, though I haven't managed to be able to get a screwdriver down in there. Okay, what I'm going to do is turn off the signal generator and connect the aerial up. Connect it onto there. Well, we're definitely getting some sort of signal. And we should get 3BA around about here somewhere. And there it is. But it's so weak. That should be blasting in. Right, what I'm going to do is check the voltages. So I'll be back in a moment. Right. So I did get it to work with a lot of fiddling around. And it's much better than it was originally, but I really don't know why this trimmer or this coil here is not doing anything at all. That should be doing something. And it's got that that sort of underwater sort of sounding distortion. But I think that's the speaker. I don't think the speaker in this is all that good. It is scraping a little bit and making all those sorts of noises. And it's, yeah, not performing at all well. I mean, the frequencies are spot on. I suspect that is the antenna adjustment coil, although the antenna doesn't actually go into it anywhere. Maybe even this one is not working properly. And it seems to be have continuity through it and everything like that. There's a piece of metal which goes across there. And I'm not sure whether that's to lock this in or whether it's even supposed to be there. It looks like it's supposed to be there, but that might be, I don't know. Yeah, I do have to do the main capacitors on this, the big electrolytics, but I don't know whether it's worth it or not with the way it's performing. And as I say, I don't have a schematic for it. One of the few, well, one of the only radios I have where I can't find the schematic. I had a look at the wrecked one, or the junk one, and what I've noticed is that, if I can get it up here, this wire here is connected to the end of this trimmer. Don't know whether you can see that. There's a white wire, this one, and it's connected to this oscillator coil, and it goes down to here. On the other one, which isn't very sensitive, on this particular one, the wire goes from the coil, the oscillator coil here, up on this side of the trimmer, and this end of this capacitor goes to earth. And yeah, it goes down into this IF can, one of the coils in that, which makes sense. This looked like it was soldered to this earth tag here. Now I'm not sure what is supposed to be on there. There's nothing else that I can see, unless there is. It's down in the, is that something in there? Oh yeah. So this black wire which goes over here, on the other side of this, and into this coil, antenna coil, goes up to this earth lug here. I'm not sure why that tag is there though. That definitely looked like it was soldered to that. So I really don't know. What I'm going to do is unsolder this wire and take it over to there. So there won't be any danger in doing that. This is the L404E, and it has a 6x5 GT down here. And as I said, I don't know how they managed to fit that in the cabinet on the chassis. Our two have the 6V4. Otherwise, the circuit is identical. So what we're looking at here is down here. So we have our trimmer, so yep, so C3 and C9, which is there, and we have C8, which is that silver mica which is connected to it. And both of those go to ground, and the top leads, or the top ends of them, go through the coil. Then this is the tuning gang here, and this is the other trimmer on the tuning gang. And no, that's... And yeah, then there's the 0.001, which is a ceramicon. Not sure what that is, a ceramicon. Never seen that before. So yeah, that's our circuit down here, which we are trying to fix. Right, this really looks like someone has mucked around with this. There is, yeah, that is fresh solder on that. Or not factory solder anyway. And maybe this trimmer has been changed or something like that. Yeah, this really looks like it's been changed by someone. So it goes that way up, and there's a huge blob of solder there, and this has been sort of broken off there. So I'm just wondering whether this has actually been swapped out for something. I'll also see if I can loosen this off, because this was slightly... Well, it was how yeah, this actually moves quite well. I've tacked that back together again, the trimmer and the capacitor, and I've rigged up this, and the radio is switched on, so I've no idea what's going to happen, whether it's going to spring to life or what have you. We're on 3BA. I might even put an aerial to it. Yeah, the aerial is on it. So we've got absolutely no reception. And we'll just touch this lightly. Doesn't seem to make much difference. So that is on there. We'll try tuning in a bit. It has made absolutely no difference. Well, it hasn't. Well, it has made it a little bit worse because we haven't got any stations whatsoever. I'm going to disconnect that and just touch it back onto where it was connected. Right. Okay, so much for that idea then. I bought a radio on eBay a couple of weeks ago. In fact, about, just only 10 days ago. And from England. And guess what? It has arrived. And there is a little spider on the envelope. Where is it gone? It's up there. Deliver to. So it's sitting on the D on the deliver. And there it goes. Yeah. Okay, so I'm sorry, little thing. It's one of those jumping ones, so they're all right. Yes, it's come from eBay. And it's come in one piece. It says it was supposed to be signed for, but I was out and it was on the doorstep when I got back about 10 minutes ago. So let's open it up. I'll zoom back and you can see that a bit better. Pitney bowls. And what did they used to make? They used to be, oh, I don't know. That sounds very familiar, Pitney bowls. So we'll just get a pair of scissors. Now, I don't think this is the original box, but it might be. It's sort of, no, it's not. But, very square box. And it's got its original vinyl case. Going to focus, yep. And I got this for just over £50 when they're all going for some stupid amount of money. I don't know how I managed to get it. So, it's in excellent condition. Now the big question is, will it work? It obviously doesn't have any batteries in it, and I didn't get the power supply sent because that weighs almost as much as the radio itself. These Varta ones will do in the short term. Now this was Sony's last real radio that they had anything to do with, I think. And all the other ones since this have just been sort of their cabinets, but their innards, as it were. They were all sort of outside. Oh, it does work. Very nice. So the clock is working. But of course they make their digital radios and things like that. Wow, it works. What do we got? 774. No? Preset. Direct. So it's on AM. 4 and enter.
want. I think the best we can do it is really
now, of course, it's picking up all the lights and everything like that, but excellent. The volume control needs some work done on it. Oh, the attenuator's on.
We've got a person who's their last day for 80 years, it's very low, and then dementia comes.
Yes, the volume control doesn't work. So I'm turning it and it's not doing anything.
Is part of that problem the issue or the perceived issue?
Oh, it's the attenuation.
Other family members could actually then speak to them.
It's not the volume control.
Well, you mean coercion.
Ah, it's over this side.
Coercion is politics always one of the biggest arguments put forward while it was being debated. And look, we've seen no evidence. In fact, we've seen quite the opposite, where family members try and coerce people out of going through the process.
One of the other issues was the gagging of doctors to be able to give that advice or to be able to suggest voluntary assisted dying. Is that another issue or something you would hope to discuss?
That is probably one of the number one issues. It is just so wrong.
And if you move India out of the category of democracy, which I think really we're compelled to do now, then only about 25% of the world's population, maybe less, lives in democracy. And that's, I think, a sobering sign that there is a democratic recession, and it may, in fact, still be gathering momentum.
So do we need to get our definition straight here on what is a democracy? Is it more than...
It doesn't sound all that fantastic, but no, I never liked this sort of arrangement around here. But yeah, excellent little radio. And the last of Sony's world radios and everything like that. So there are a couple of the other brands around, like Texan and things like that. But yeah, we'll try it on FM. And where's our scan? Okay, scan. So we'll come down. Memory tune. Don't know what the frequencies are up here. Yeah, 99.9. No. Direct.
Has a listen and it identifies the song for you. So let's have a listen to these couple. Very impressed with this this young guy. He's doing amazing.
No aerial or anything like that.
As I said, he was just a DJ, just producing for himself in his bedroom at home, or in his studio at home. And now all of a sudden, this guy is pretty much world favourites. This is Cyril's remix of Stumbling In, 99.9 Voice FM.
Right. Excellent. There's absolutely no mark on this whatsoever. This must have been just bought, put away, I think. So, yeah. And it was a total bargain too. Anyway, I'm going to finish my lunch off. And we'll get back into this radio. As you can see, I've pulled out the oscillator coil. It isn't open, but it is, yeah, the seems to be wired up wrong. So we'll see what we can do with it. Might also try and take this out at the same time. This is annoying me. I don't think these come out all that easily.
So I'll be back and we'll see how we go. Right, after about 2 hours of working this out, I've actually, well, not quite 2 hours, maybe half an hour or something. I've actually worked out that that is actually correctly put in up the top there, but down here, the oscillator coil, this orange wire was connected over here. So what I was going to do was pull out the old oscillator and swap out the core. This is the, or no, I was actually going to swap out the whole oscillator coil, but this one has a broken wire on it. I think it's down, yeah, down there. So there's a wire there, but there should be another wire coming off of there. So, and I can't see the wire coming off. So what I've done is I've pulled the core out of the other one, this one, and swapped it over with the original coil. So this will make it much easier to adjust. I haven't switched it on. I now haven't connected this capacitor back up. I think it goes there, but I'll have to look on the schematic. And I found one which is almost identical, except it has a different rectifier valve. So here we go. Maybe I should put this on dim bulb. In fact, I will put it on dim bulb. Now, I did check the voltages yet again, and they are quite low, but I've actually connected it across to the 240 tap on the transformer, and there's a 230 tap as well. I think it's 230. Is it 230? Right, so bring it up and turn it on. So we'll just see what happens with it. I haven't actually changed anything other than around the oscillator coil and that. Actually, the signal generator is still on 1500. So we'll turn that down. We'll just see. Well, it's doing something different. That's AK. No sign of the signal generator. In fact, it's gone quiet. But the voltage isn't up. It's only at 180 volts. So I'll bring it up a bit further. So that's 209. The dim bulb isn't glowing, so that's a good sign. No sign of anything. Have I killed it? Right, let's turn it off, and I'll solder that capacitor back in. I won't touch it for a couple of seconds until it dissipates. This one does dissipate the electrolytics quite quickly. And I'll just check the continuity on these again in case they've burnt out. That's all good. Right. The other one doesn't have a capacitor across there. Now that's all back as it should be. Ooh, that's very close to the there. I should move that. So we'll bring this up. Why is that out of focus again? Sorry. That's a bit better. So I'll bend this back up to where it should be. This isn't as tight as it should be. So it's still hot. No. Okay. So that's probably a bit safer. Okay. So we'll turn it back on again. We'll go back to the full power. Unfortunately, both radios have been butchered. I mean, this one's been sort of recapped and all sorts of other parts in there which are not where they should be. And the other one's just been butchered. It's got a guitar amp in it, input into it. So it's obviously been used as a PA amp or something like that. Okay. So it's just the signal generator. That's unusual. What I might do is put an aerial on it. Right, now we'll get another radio and we'll see if it's oscillating. No, doesn't seem to be oscillating. Okay, we'll try again. This is our 455 signal and I'm going to try and peak it. So we'll bring this up a little bit. I mean, it's definitely working, but it's just not doing what it should be doing. And I'll bring this around to 700 will do. Should still be peaked, but I've changed the oscillator coil over a bit, as I said. Or I have changed the oscillator coil over, I should say. Right, there's the coil. Yep, it's definitely peaked. And this one. Don't like the way that one's right in. Be careful. That one's peaked, and we'll come in here and possibly do it. There we go. No, that's peaked. So, right, we'll try. It's quite sensitive, because that is down to 61 dB and still picking up quite clearly. Right, we'll go across to 1500 or 600. 1500. That's 600. I've got around. I'll do the signal generator as soon as this is finished, I think. And remove that solder because it's very close to the 240 volts. So we'll try and Well, I can hear it slightly. It is coming through. Don't like that crackle I can hear. Sounds like silver mica disease. Okay. So we'll try doing this. Let's see if we can get anywhere. Well, I've gone right the way through that and it's done nothing. Builds up static and then discharges onto the screwdriver. That just doesn't sound... That's definitely silver mica disease. Just hoping I don't have to unsolder these wires again, because there's a silver mica capacitor in here. Right, so let's try on the top. Okay. Try this one again. Put those back exactly where they were when it was working. Why are we not getting anything? If I put this one back the wrong way, or actually I haven't adjusted this one. It's definitely got silver mica disease.